Listen. We got the show after the show because we just recorded the show, but now we got another show because we got more stuff we want to talk about. Special reports, special edition. This is the we're gonna title this episode later, but this is we gonna get some stuff off our chest on this episode with Marcus. The floor is yours if you want to intro whatever it is you feel like talking about, brother. And I'll just bounce off of you, my guy.
Being that we have a purist Laker fan on the show,
I am here.
you know what I mean?
I am here.
There was some very controversial statements put out about one said LeBron James and Clutch Sports.
Right.
The previous owner, Jeannie Buss, came back and said that's not
Shout
what I
out to
said.
Jeannie Buss for being a shrewd.
Yeah, shout out to Jeannie Buss. Shout out to Jeannie Buss. She a real one. That's not what I said. We absolutely appreciate LeBron, blah, blah, blah. You know, basically just denying
what you
all
gotta
that
say.
shit.
You gotta say what you gotta say.
So, but Rich Paul, all this shit has come up because Rich Paul feels the need to be doing what we're doing right now, which is podcasting.
Now feels the need. When somebody say feels the need.
Yeah, he feels the need.
Oh,
he feels the
going
need.
with this. I got
and if Rich Paul ever catches this podcast, I want Rich Paul to hear me clear. Harold, I want you to make sure it's on me.
But no, put it on both of us. I stand behind whatever you about to say. Maybe.
That's fine.
Maybe.
You can be in there too.
Maybe.
Nigga, shut up. Get the fuck off of TV and off a motherfucking podcast, bro. Because it's one thing when LeBron did a podcast with JJ Redick and they're talking basketball. People don't even like it because they're not telling funny stories and they're not snitching on their old teammates. They literally are just talking about offensive, boring basketball. I love it. You know what I mean? It's dope.
It's a great podcast.
Rich Paul is using that platform with Max Kellerman to put the idea on the media and put the pressure on the Lakers about trading a one said Austin Reeves. The fact that you even brought that shit up and your client is on that team, nigga, I know you have that power. David Falk had that power. Yeah. All these guys that represented these great players before, they all had the power. You know what the difference between them is? They knew how to shut the fuck up. They knew how to shut the fuck up. It wasn't out in everybody's face. That's why you got all these motherfuckers. Oh, Clutch controls the NBA. You ignorant motherfuckers. You think Michael Jordan wasn't controlling the NBA? Do y'all absolutely think? Do you think Kobe Bryant wasn't at goddamn in David Stern office or whoever office and be like, look, this is what's gonna happen. This is what generational talent does. They do have the power because they drive the economy. But Rich Paul, you need to shut the fuck up and be a fucking agent. And let's be real clear, my nigga. You didn't get it out the mud. You just happen to be a nigga friend and you happen to be good at the job. It's not like you went through what other agents went through and having to learn and do all this. No, your partner just happened to become a fucking NBA player and trusted your ass to do a good job. To your credit, you did a good job. That's it, nigga.
A little more
Shut up.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. All right.
Shut up, nigga.
And there you go. All right. So, as the resident Laker fan on the show, I like to follow up and provide some clarification to my brother's statements. One,
sounded clear to me.
No. I'm not walking back. I'm
here.
No.
Torn, my bad. I'm here. I'm just going off camera because what I'm about to do, I can't do on camera. But I'm listening. I'm here, okay?
We understand.
I'm here.
We understand. The only caveat I'm gonna give, yes, he got the leg up, but he definitely grinded as far as the aliens. You know, he did his thing. But so I'm gonna give respect on that aspect of it. Now I do agree with this particular and I think Marcus had it was a very sound statement that he made, and I don't think anybody caught it. So I'm gonna repeat it, and I fully stand behind it, and I shout him out for being so eloquent with it. Shut up, and I think that and here's what bothers me, and I wasn't gonna, and now I'm gonna have to. Here's what bothers me. It's a couple of things. And I feel like I'm just gonna vomit a lot of stuff. So just here we go. One, yes, shut up, because you're using a podcast to manipulate, and I think it's starting to piss people off. Okay, now the whole LeBron, Rich Paul, the whole LeBron fashion. When you take it, it's no secret he weighs on people. They weigh on people. Now I'm the Rich Paul of it all. And it kind of ties into some of the issues I have with the whole LeBron machine. And I'll call it the LeBron machine because I'm not going to attack LeBron. That's not where I'm going with that. But This is the whole thing. It's the passive aggressiveness that everybody sees as aggressiveness, but you want to see it and act like it ain't. And it pisses me off to no end. The fact that you would sit here and say trade Austin Reeves, and the only reason you're putting that out there is because you know at the end of the summer the Lakers is done with your ass, right? And what you don't want to happen is you don't want your client out here. He's gonna find a deal. LeBron James is not gonna have a problem trying to find a team to get on. However, LeBron James can't pop up in Portland. LeBron James can't pop up in Memphis, New Orleans. It's only a couple teams LeBron can go to. Okay, so now, and do I think he's going to have trouble getting to a team? No, we can get into that. So I'm not even saying that. What I am saying, however, is I think LeBron James wants to be a Laker. I think he wants to retire a Laker. And I don't think LeBron James wants to retire this year. So what that means is we got to figure out a way, because LeBron James makes $52 million this year. He will not make $52 million next year on the Lakers. So what they're trying to do is get the Lakers to be stupid enough to trade Austin Reeves to make cap room so that LeBron James can stay at a big number that's not going to make him look a certain way, right? Anyway, $30 to $50 million, right? If the Los Angeles Lakers trade Austin Reeves for the purposes of keeping LeBron James, I don't know. I honestly, I'm not gonna say it, but
Sounds like you're off the train, brother. Sounds like you're off the train, brother.
I'm not off the train. I love my guys. I love my guys. I love my guys.
I thought we was about to have breaking news just now.
I was about to say, Harold, you just see how I perked up or something.
Bro, I'm so angry, and the reason I love that this Genie Bus flipping it back around to the Genie Bus of it all with the Rich Paul. I think the whole point. I don't think this Max and Rich Paul podcast lasts the rest of 2026. I don't think so. I think the whole sheer purpose of this podcast was so that he could publicly manipulate a situation and figure out a way to manipulate a situation that he can no longer manipulate behind the scenes.
Yep.
Because guess what? They found a better looking girl that give better dome. And so therefore you can go.
They just found a younger girl.
Okay, and I'm just saying she do. I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah,
I went too far.
they just found a younger girl.
But the point I'm making,
went a little too far.
I got emotional. Okay.
Listen, that girl made you come just as hard as the mother 5 championships she got.
I'm now uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable now, so we go.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I'm now uncomfortable, so we go.
I'm just saying.
We're going
just put some respect on the name.
I regret even making the analogy. But the point I'm making is this. Here's where, and we can, y'all can jump in. Bro, I think we're running into a scenario where, for the first time in a very long time, the juice is not worth the squeeze on this particular team. If he was on a different team, he's still playing at a high level. He's still doing this, that, and the third. This is not an attack on LeBron James. This particular team, there's two things working against him in regards to we'll do anything to keep you so that you can retire on this team. One, Luka Doncic, obviously. There's the younger, newer model that we can pay. And so we have the new direction, right? Number two, there's two places in the league where their one championship ain't gonna move the needle. Like you would want it to move, I should say. It still moves the needle. It's still a great championship. That's LA and that's Boston. Because there are greats on those teams who have multiple championships. And so bringing two championships to the Heat, or bringing obviously your first championship to Cleveland, that's a different scenario than bringing a championship to the Lakers. Great championship, not diminishing. It's not a bubble championship to me, obviously. It has nothing to do with that. But what it is a scenario to whereas, hey man, thanks. It's been real. Your services are no longer needed at the price that you want them to be. Which is why I go back to say LeBron ain't a bad thing, but go ahead.
I think that's where LeBron, first of all, I agree. I don't like it. Now, I have seen LeBron over the past 2 weeks try to play that third role. Even though Reeves is not there right now and he's having to step it up,
Yeah.
like he's saying all the right things. But I agree with Twan. He's saying all the right things, but then you letting your partner run around
Yeah.
on these podcasts and saying the shit that he's saying.
You can't tell me
Because if
he
you
didn't
really
want him
didn't
to say it.
feel that way,
Right.
yeah, and this, and this is how I know I'm gonna keep it real because y'all know I'm the biggest LeBron fan you're gonna find. I'm gonna keep it 100 though. Like this is not 100 what's going on, and I don't know if it's Rich Paul has kind of stepped into his own and Braun like I can't tell that man what to say. They at that level, or it's they're still simultaneously working and saying, well, I'm not gonna say it, but if you want to go on the podcast and say it, cool.
Let
If
me ask
that's
you
the
this question,
case,
and this not to interrupt, but I want you to answer it. Cool. We may be on a level you can't tell me what to do, but bro, I'm speaking on your team about
yeah,
basically your
if
situation.
you would let me finish it, if
I'm
you
trying.
let me finish
I
that,
was just.
yeah,
I
if
was
you would
trying
let
to
me
be
finish that
fluid.
statement,
I was trying
it's
to be
all right.
fluid. It's
It's
okay.
all right. Take notes from what I said to Rich Paul.
That was a
You know what
shot.
I'm saying? take notes from what I said to Rich
You know
Paul.
what?
Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Let me finish.
That's aggressive. That's
Shut the fuck up
aggressive.
and
That's
let me
aggressive.
finish it out.
That's
But
aggressive.
what I was going to say to further Twan's point is if they are working in tandem, that is something that I am going to hold against you because at this point in time, the respect has to be earned, not given, as you love to say. You earned the respect, so still respect the franchise. This ain't Cleveland. So they shouldn't, you can't look at that Kobe situation. And I feel LeBron on this. Y'all motherfuckers made Kobe Bryant the highest paid player in the NBA, and y'all were trash, bro.
But
Like
bro,
y'all
you
made that
ain't
nigga the high.
Kobe to do right.
Let me finish. We just talking from a financial standpoint. Financial standpoint, we're not going to argue that they're not the same level player. Kobe definitely means more to the organization, but if we talking about overall player, what I'm worth, nigga, I'm absolutely worth Kobe dollars. Yes, the fuck I am. Are you serious? This is LeBron fucking James. Don't do that. We not about to act like that. I'm not saying that he's better than Kobe, he's better than Mike,
That's
but we
not.
not
That's
about to
not
act
the.
like,
That wasn't.
yeah, we,
That wasn't the
yeah,
reason for the look. So that's why I
yeah.
ain't
I'm just
saying it.
saying, like,
I.
just money
It's not the
wise,
reason for the look.
I'm worth that. The difference is, and here's the difference. If I'm LeBron, I would be arguing this point, but I would definitely be arguing it behind doors. The last, what we say, 5 years of Kobe's career, he was dealing with a lot of injuries. Productive when on the floor, but as far as the team is concerned, they weren't great during that 5 year span. Like when I say not great, like
They
during
weren't
them
great.
five
It was
years,
trash. The
yeah,
team
they
was
didn't
trash.
they didn't make the
The team
playoffs,
was trash.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, didn't make the playoffs.
it was trash.
With all this shit going on, LeBron been there 7 years. How many times y'all missed the playoffs? Once?
Once.
Okay. So 6 out of 7 years he went to the playoffs. 1 year went to the Western Conference Finals,
And,
1 year
and,
won the
and I'm
championship.
not your point. I agree with your point, but I'm gonna let you continue your point. The only thing I would say is there was no play-in tournament, so you kind of. But I got you. Go ahead.
Understood. Unnecessary point. Unnecessary there.
Well,
But okay.
it's necessary based on if you look. Go ahead. Okay. All right.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Go
There you
ahead.
go. I'm gonna land it. I'm gonna land it,
Go
and you
ahead.
can just take off.
You got it.
Okay. If you look at the production of what he did when he got there, what the franchise looked like, yes, you should be wanting Kobe dollars. Here's where I feel Laker fans, my nigga. If you really give a fuck about us as the organization, you'll give us that dope ass discount. If you give us that dope ass discount so we can goddamn sign who we need to sign and move the players we need to move in, I think Laker Nation would be happy to have LeBron James at $15 million, $20 million a year for 1 year. I think they would actually be super grateful for that. The problem is LeBron James has made $1 billion for a reason. He's made $1 billion for a reason because these niggas go in and they do business based on the brand, and you can't argue the brand. The brand at 41 right now is still productive as fuck, and y'all still fifth seed in the West early in the year, but you're fifth seed in the West 2 games out of third. Like
Yeah. No.
you're
The production
competitive
is.
there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it's not all Luka Doncic. I'm not about to, you know what I mean? Like Luka's definitely
It's the team.
leading the role. You know what I mean? But this guy, his brand, what he's worth, I get it. I just don't like how y'all going about it so public. I don't like that part because that is throwing your weight around in an unfair way, in my opinion. You're doing shit that you wouldn't want them doing to you. You know what I mean? Like you low key did it in Miami, and I kind of ignored it a
Not
little
low
bit
key.
because Pat
What?
Riley's a dickhead.
It wasn't low key.
Pat Riley's a dickhead. You know what I mean?
It
He's
was
a
high
he's a
key.
proof. Yeah, he was a proven dickhead though. So I could the Dan Gilbert shit. Yeah, Dan Gilbert opened the door for motherfuckers to hate him because he wrote that letter and did all that stupid shit. But
But he was
that
a
shit was disrespectful how you left.
yeah.
You
It
could have been
was
like, look, nigga, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, hey man, all of this shit adds up to me. Does not take away what I think of LeBron James, but I don't approve of it. I
Here's
don't like it. I
here's what
don't like it at all.
here's what I'm gonna say.
I don't like it.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna say. LeBron James is a phenomenal basketball player. Top 3 basketball players of all time. I'm not here arguing rankings or whatever. But I want to say that to say this, right? Here's the problem. You can't be a shrewd businessman and then expect the fair. You can't expect people to treat you emotionally at the end, right? And so let's
That's
so
fair.
you got to be
That's
one
fair.
or the other, right? Let's address the Kobe Bryant situation. Kobe Bryant made that money which was $20-something million at the time. Now that ain't even nothing.
Nothing. Right.
Tell the truth, we'd give you the Kobe deal right now. The same deal that Kobe.
Yeah, right.
$1 million, you can have.
Right.
You can have. But Kobe Bryant grew up a Laker, literally
Yeah.
speaking, from 17 years old, where his parents had to
Yeah,
sign
Kobe's
his.
the greater Laker.
Yeah, like
Kobe's the greater Laker for sure.
no, but I'm making a point though. The point I'm making is so at the end, when everybody was saying, "Hey, this is not a good contract. This is not," the Lakers is still a family-ran organization at the time. That was an emotional, and I'm not going to get into a disagreement with it. That was an emotional contract. That was an appreciation contract. That was well, shoot, we ain't got nobody else to pay. Might as well pay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
like the money wasn't going to nobody else anyway. So you haven't garnered that type of. You haven't garnered that in Los Angeles. You haven't garnered that in Miami. I don't know. Maybe you have garnered that in Cleveland. You brought them the first and only ever champion. Like that means something in Cleveland. But now we're in a situation where you've been a shrewd businessman your entire career, taking 3-year contracts instead of 5, and all that stuff, which is smart. Always coming up within a year or 2 of contract negotiations. So you always keeping your foot on the team's neck and flexing that power. And always, because you can get, I got you, Drew, then you can get the higher contract. All of that's cool. I'm going to be a thorn in your side so you can, all of that. It's well known that LeBron James's team, the universe of LeBron, is the thorn on people's side. But obviously, there comes a reward with that. Well, now you're in a scenario where now, hey, that reward isn't as great as it has always been, or it's not. You just ain't in that position here anymore, and now you want people to pay you because you LeBron, and that ain't how that works. It don't work like that, my guy. But now you're sitting here acting like you're owed something through your agent or how, and I'm gonna assume that the stuff you are saying is that Rich Paul is saying is approved by LeBron, because I don't think, as big as Rich Paul may be, I don't think if LeBron James does not agree with it, you're gonna speak on the Lakers.
That's fair.
29 other teams, you may be able to say whatever you want about. I don't think you got that kind of. I don't think you got that, because that puts him in a precarious situation.
That's fair. That's fair.
And so
That's
now you're being passive aggressive again. And what have I always said? The LeBron James universe is very passive aggressive. They speak indirectly. They make these little things and then they hide their hand. LeBron James on the interview, I'm good, man. I'm good. Okay. There's so many, LeBron James is too smart of an individual, in my opinion, and this is outside of basketball, for some of the things that's happening to be so, man, I'll rich his own. Bro, don't try to play me for a fool. But anyway, that's me going on a tangent. Go ahead, Drew. I know you had something to say.
No, I think you're both right. I agree with you when you say I think that Rich Paul would not say anything about LeBron or Lakers without LeBron either giving him what to say or approving it, for one. I think the problem is the Lakers have historically created signed back contracts. Like it was the Kobe deal in his later years, the Steve Nash, the LeBrons, and I get Lakers have a history to me of
LeBron's
paying
contract wasn't a bad
for.
contract.
I think it's a bad contract in my opinion because LeBron, like you said, he handicapped the team by doing these 1 year deals where he got to renegotiate every single year and get more money. To me, you don't
Not
allow
that
a
first deal though.
38.
The
The
first
Well,
deal
first
was
deal
not the
was
like,
first
what?
it was
deal.
like 5 years.
Well,
Yeah, the
yeah, no,
first
but
deal.
since
Like
I
I
mean,
thought that
yeah,
was a good contract for the Lakers on
Because it
that
was
no,
his
on
the
that
first
first,
five
time
year
okay,
deal.
ever doing something like that. That
you
was
know,
the
no,
whole
Yeah,
point. Yeah.
but since then, these last what 2 years, it's how much you making this year? You said 52 million.
$52 million. It's fifty-two
You
fifty-two
allow
million dollar player option that he had.
That's what I'm saying. So you allow a player to handicap your team, and again, LeBron's gonna be LeBron. He has a history. He has, but he's still 41 years old.
Well,
He's
I think the
averaging.
$52 million this year is actually the Lakers taking their power back. I
yeah.
think it was a
Well,
team
it
option. I
was.
think it was a
It
team option,
was.
not a player. That's
It
them saying we're
was.
gonna give you this bread. We're not extending
Yeah,
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
It
got to take
was.
the power. I think that was them taking the power back.
yeah,
But
but
I see
okay.
where
Well, I say
Drew was.
before
I
that.
see where Drew was going with it.
I
I see where
understand what
Drew
you're
was
saying.
going with it.
I
Like,
just,
but I would argue that again, we're talking about an all-time great who actually studied the game, like knows the game better than anybody I've ever seen. Like Kobe is very 1A to me behind LeBron James basketball IQ. Like that's how they really study the game. Bro, nobody had a problem when Jordan was doing it to the Bulls. You know why? Because we've never seen a player with this much power. We've never seen this before, bro. Like Kobe was powerful, right? Kobe was powerful. But when Kobe said I wanted to trade, them niggas said, man, go sit down.
well, and to your
But
Like,
then
point,
they,
you know what I mean? Like,
then they went and got what?
yeah,
They
but then
went
they
and got-
but they did their job.
right,
Just
right.
for the organization. LeBron James is the only one in history to really go out here and really and like this is what people don't like. Like they love to talk about, oh man, he had to put that big three together. Nobody talks about the big three that was put together to make sure he didn't come out the East.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Like everybody acts like
I don't-
that didn't happen or they were old. Like them niggas ran through the NBA like that shit was a monster over there. You know what I mean? And it was put together specifically to stop him.
We beat them.
He
I'm gonna.
from then
We beat them.
made a move. Hold up. He made a move on his own. No help, no GM help, no smart organization. No, me as a player and my staff is gonna put together a championship team. And we don't need you motherfuckers because half of y'all don't know what the fuck you're doing. And I'm gonna show you. And what he did in that time period, dog, he went to the finals 10 times. He's got four. He lost 6 times. He got four doing this shit on his own. No organizational, like, oh yeah, we support you. Like, yeah, they support him because they have to. He played for the team. But the moves are being made by him. Clearly. I didn't believe that at first. I didn't believe it. But now how I'm seeing how y'all doing with the Lakers now, I can believe that, yeah, you absolutely are going in the door with your team already in hand. Like you literally told the Lakers, like, bro, yeah, I'm gonna sign here, but y'all gonna have to get AD. And y'all
Yeah.
and he put that pressure on him. He put
Yeah.
that pressure on him. He did
Oh
the
yeah.
same thing in Miami.
But
He did
Marcus,
the same
that's
thing when he
not the.
signed
I
back to
think that's
Cleveland.
not the point. He
And
hasn't.
and here's the thing: Michael Jordan hated Jerry Krause. That nigga hated Jerry Krause.
We know that. Yeah, we got you.
Right. Every year for the last 3 years when Mike came back, he signed 1 year deals.
The
I
one
was
year
gonna.
He
deals, none of
signed
that's
one
the
year
issue.
deals.
None of that's the issue, Marcus. The
That's
thing
You
you
know what I
what.
mean? No.
Can I
But what I'm
can I
saying
ask
is
something real quick?
the issue. Hold up. The issue is this is the difference. This is why it's so alarming to us because we've never seen a player with this much
With that much
power.
power, yeah.
that's not true. That's not well,
Yeah,
that's not
I
why it's
think
even
alarming to
Mike,
me,
though as powerful as Mike was,
bro.
he could not stop Jerry Krause from signing Tony Kukoc.
Bro,
As much as he didn't want that boy on his team, he couldn't stop it. Try to tell me that LeBron James couldn't stop a motherfucker
bro.
from getting
But
signed to
that's
a team
not.
right
I'm gonna
now.
be.
You
I
know what I
hear
mean?
you, but that's not accurate. That's not accurate. The power is not the issue for me. I can't speak for nobody else. So I'm just gonna speak for me. It's not.
So
It's
then you
nothing.
can't say it's not accurate because this is
It's.
how I feel.
I'm talking
You
about
can
for
say
me.
you can disagree,
I
but don't say
literally
it's not
said.
accurate.
I literally said for me, it's not accurate. That's all I said, Marcus.
can
Oh,
I add one point in real quick?
Like, come on. Well, all I'm saying
I just
is
think.
that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Drew.
Oh, I just feel like and at how old's LeBron? 40, 41? I feel
I
like
think
41.
at
41.
41 years old, LeBron James is doing to the Lakers what Jordan did to the Wizards. I feel like teams pay these players for what they did before. And again, I know LeBron James is not Michael
But
Jordan and with the Wizards, but I'm
that's
saying
not
I
what's
feel like
happening with LeBron though. That's
no,
not.
I'm
That's really
saying
the opposite of what's happening.
I'm saying what he's doing to the team. I'm saying these players are not developing before, right? So look at what they gave up to get LeBron. Look at what his players are doing now. And
I
you
think the
made a point
conversation getting
before. Hold on.
sidetracked into a whole
No, I'm
what?
not trying to. I'm
Okay,
trying to bring it back.
go
Just
ahead. Go
hold on
ahead.
1 second.
Go ahead.
I'm saying the handicapping of the team, right? So you're saying the whole it started with Austin Reeves, right? They trying to get rid of Austin Reeves. It's the same thing to me as what they did with the players that they traded to get LeBron for. LeBron James is doing the same thing to the Lakers, in my opinion, to what Jordan did to the Wizards, because those players that came up under Jordan did get to play because Michael Jordan was playing 20 and 30 minutes a game when he shouldn't have been. LeBron James is a great player. You can't take that from him. LeBron James is older now, so again, you get it on offense, you don't get it on defense. The Lakers, statistically, are not putting up as most points or as many points, and defensively, their ratings has dropped since he came back onto the team.
Mm-hmm.
Only point. I don't know if that's outside of your Ram, what you were saying, but
No,
that was the point I
it's
was trying to make.
no. That's true. The defensive rankings have dropped since he's. I don't know if that's according. It could be, but no. And I'm not saying it's because it's not about his play. It's not about an individual. His play. It's not about the moves he was making before. None of that. It has nothing to do with the power. I don't have a problem with the power. I think organizations and star players in basketball work together. I think in Milwaukee, same thing happening. I think you can go down the list of organizations where the star player has power. Kevin Durant, power. Steph Curry, as nice as he is, power. All that is, you know what I'm saying? It's not the power. It's two things for me. And it's always been consistent with the two things for me. If you're going to yield the power, take the accountability for it, right? That's all I'm saying. If you're going to yield the power, take the accountability. We talked about the Kobe's. We talked about the Jordans. The only thing I will say about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, and I don't know these people personally, but when they got up on that press conference, no, they didn't say, well, I'm responsible for this play. But they stood there, and it wasn't nobody else's fault but themselves. It wasn't nobody else's fault but themselves. I'm not saying they're perfect. I'm not saying, but that's my point. Consistently, LeBron James it's always however many degrees of separation I can get from accountability from this situation. And Rich Paul, they're exhibiting the same, going back to full circle where we originated this conversation, Rich Paul and them are exhibiting the exact same traits right now. You're being passive aggressive, and then you get angry when people react to it. Because now you want to tell people, oh, hush, be quiet, because you don't know this. Man, no. It got to the point, it was so bad, Austin Reeves' agent ran up on you. So clearly this ain't people getting out of hand. This ain't people overreacting. It's you being a dick. It's you being a dick, and the play is obvious. We see the play. We see the move. It has nothing to do with how valuable LeBron James has or has not been in this league. It has nothing to do with the power that he has. I think he's earned it, and I think he deserves it. And I even think if you're a star player, you could be a dick a little bit. I ain't even saying you got to make it comfortable. What I am saying is two things that I believe personally. I feel like if you're going to have that kind of power and you're going to attach yourself to an organization, then at that point in time, unless the organization is doing things that are blatantly against your career, whatever the case may be, unless you're into that type of situation, I think you should be working in tandem with the organization. Yield your power, bro. Do what you got to do, because this is your legacy. I ain't got a problem with that. But when the shit don't work, I'm not asking for you to sit here and say I kind of told them to get rid. No. And I'm just using the Russell Westbrook as an example. I'm not saying go do that. But when you come up, hey man, listen, we trying some things, whatever the case may be, we're committed, blah blah. Whatever you got to say. The point I'm making is when you consistently skate responsibility, verbally, I'm not a GM. I don't make this. Those types of things rub people the wrong way. When your agent, who everybody knows is your agent, is doing stuff like this, when everybody can see what's going on, but then you want to, it's his own man, I can't tell him to do nothing. Oh, okay, word. But now you want people to bow at your feet and pay you these contracts But now you're in a situation where, hey, bro, people like, I don't really want to, I don't really want to work with you like that. And I think the Lakers are doing one of two things. Well, I think they should do one of two things, excuse me. Number one, they can't do it because there's a no trade clause. But I think personally, and I'm gonna bring the trade I brought to the group chat. I think personally, and I ain't trying to, I'm just gonna mention it. LeBron James wants to play with Steph Curry. Steph Curry wants to play with LeBron James. And I personally think they could work together to facilitate that because I think LeBron could do a 1-and-1. Because I think Jimmy Butler's out. Jimmy Butler's going to be out for at least till All-Star break next year. You got a scenario where they could really make a run for the next year or two together, do whatever it is they want to do, and the Lakers can move forward. I personally think that. But I think this whole holding people hostage to do this, that, and the third, I see it. I see what y'all trying to do. And the Lakers better not capitulate to that bullshit. That's why I'm saying his individual play and the power aspect of it was irrelevant for me. I'm pretty sure there are people who feel that way. But for me, bringing it up on here, it ain't got nothing to do with that. It's this other stuff for me.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
I think it kind of coincides.
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't disagree whatsoever with anything that you said, bro. Like I
He
feel the
deserved
same
the
way.
power. I ain't got no problem
But
with the power.
yeah, but again, I do think I do try to look at it objectively, and just as much as I criticize, I gotta look at it from their standpoint. I think they feel I don't want to say wronged, but I feel like they have a chip on their shoulder, and it's been that way since he's left Cleveland. And it's just like I'm no longer gonna allow y'all to control what people at the end of the day are gonna look and think about me as far as my legacy is concerned.
Can I
I
ask
am no
you?
longer.
Go ahead.
Hold
No,
on, let
no,
me
no,
finish.
no, go ahead, go ahead. I didn't know you.
I am no longer gonna allow, and I'm not saying I agree with this, but I'm just saying I'm looking at it from their standpoint, and where I feel like you kind of get where they get out of pocket with it is because once you've accomplished what you've accomplished, now I do think you can take your foot off the gas. Like you are where you are. Your legacy is going to be what your legacy is going to be, unless you win a championship this year.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I can't act, but I can't not and sit here and act like, you know, motherfuckers don't throw shit on players all the time and, you know what I mean, hide their hand. Like, you made the choice. Oh, they didn't get it done today. No, you drafted that nigga. But you ain't up here at the press conference. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they have a lot of that in them. And I think that's where that comes from. I'm not approving it. I'm not saying it's right. I just try to look at it from a different standpoint of I don't like LeBron, or I'm a Laker fan, or I do like LeBron and I don't like anybody else. Like, nah, I love the game of basketball, and I've just seen players do what he's doing, but I've never seen a player that powerful, if that makes any sense. And that bothers me a little bit about the situation because Jordan was that powerful. The problem was it wasn't the social media shit. He wasn't a billionaire at the time. Jordan, highest player in the NBA, I think he was making 34 million. You know what I mean? This nigga
It's how you
LeBron,
choose to yield that power.
right, right.
That's
It's how
how
you
you
choose to
choose
use
to
the
yield
power,
the
and
power.
that's the part of it that bothers me. I think it bothers a lot of people. I think it rubs a lot of people the wrong way. I think some people like it. I personally, just because of what I've seen guys in your position do in the past, it does like make me cringe. Like, nigga, come on, man, don't do that. You ain't even got to do that. You
And
know what I mean? You don't even have to go
yeah,
that route. But
and I'm
it's not as visceral as oh, I'm just gonna stand on this point and forget about everything else this nigga do. Like, nah, come on,
very
I'm not
passive.
a fucking idiot. That's the same thing with Kobe. Like, I didn't like how Kobe treated teammates, how he talked to the media, none of that shit. But you would never hear me say is, oh, well, Kobe ain't that good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that goofy conversation. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, it has to be in context to what you're saying. Like, and I completely agree with everything you're saying. It's about how you wield the power. I don't like how they're wielding the power right now.
And I'm
If
a
this
and
was the first year that you signed with the Lakers, nigga, yep, you better do whatever he said. You
I
better
got
do whatever he said because where y'all looking at right now, before he got here, do whatever he says.
and that's what they
Not
did.
because it's LeBron James, because he's been proven that he knows what he talking about when he say
Well,
go get this guy, get chips. You
and
win
and and, I,
chips.
and I'll
You know
my,
what I mean?
yeah, my last point is this, and they did. But
Yeah, they
instead
did.
of
They
being
did.
able to self-assess, you continue to be, instead of, there was an they're not perfect. These people ain't perfect. I'm not trying to say they perfect, but you had an organization that was willing to work with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you
No, I'm not
still
disagreeing with you, Quan.
decided
I'm not disagreeing
to
with you.
be a dick.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
So you know
Yeah,
what? Kick rocks,
I'm not
bro.
disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. You're a Laker fan. You have the right to feel that way. Even at LeBron James 41, big 41 age, I don't think he's a threat to go out here and win a championship. But I am gonna be careful about how I talk to him when he walk out the door.
Yeah, he's
I,
big boy.
I am gonna be talking. You know what I mean? Like I know y'all the Lakers, but it ain't gonna be fuck you to one a top 3 greatest player of all time because
It
you
only
don't want to be held
becomes
hostage. Like,
it only
but I
becomes
think
that if you
LeBron
take
puts
us
him in
there.
that situation.
I was about to
He
say
puts him in that
it
situation.
ain't gonna be too much sunning either though.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. That
bro,
part,
come on,
that's the
dog.
part I don't like.
Yeah,
That's the
come
part I
on,
don't like
dog.
because I'm not a Laker fan, but I respect that organization, bro. Shaq didn't do that shit. Kobe didn't do that shit. Kareem, Magic. You don't
If
get
you
to be the
take
first
that,
person to do that shit. You know what I mean? Like you don't get to do that, bro. You don't get to do that.
yeah. Anyway,
You don't do that to the Lakers, bro. You want to son Cleveland like that? Cool. You built that shit.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, real talk. If you and Dan Gilbert didn't have them issues, that would be the team that you need to buy because it's where you from. But you will never be able to get that team from him. You know that.
The
That's why you're
only
trying to get
thing,
that team in Vegas.
the only thing, and we can. It's late. We will. And the only thing that messed him
Yeah,
up,
yeah, we can go.
he didn't realize that they was getting Luca. He didn't
He
realize
said
it.
he didn't realize what?
He didn't. Them getting Luca threw the whole thing off. He had him.
Yeah,
He owned him.
yeah,
He owned
yeah,
him. He
yeah.
owned
But
him.
they made it. And to his credit, he's being passive aggressive. But besides the defensive end, you can't tell on the court.
Yeah, no, he's playing.
Can't tell on
He's
the
playing.
court.
Yeah,
You
he's
can't.
playing.
Now that part of it, I'm gonna respect. He might feel how he
He's
feel,
playing. Yeah.
but at least he going out there and doing his job and not faking injuries. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
no,
Like,
I ain't never. Yeah,
you
Like
know what I
Kawhi.
mean? Like, still being a professional. But I agree with you and Drew. Like, yeah, I don't like it, bro. Like, that's goofy shit. And Rich Paul needs to shut the fuck up. Like, if LeBron told you to do this shit as a man, you should have been like, nah, bro, I'm not doing that.
you
You
know,
should have known how this was gonna look, bro. You should have known how this was gonna look. And if you're doing it on your own, you need to simmer down. You need to put your little boy pants back on, man. Because
there you go,
that's not you, bro.
Drew. We gonna end on that. We gonna end on that, Drew. Let it go.
Oh, no, no
Andy gonna
commentary. I
let
have a request. No commentary. I have a request. Just a request for next week.
but that's the end.
Shut
You
up,
know
damn.
how I said end? Let's stop the recording, and then you could do that.
Oh, you stop recording. Hit stop. Shit.
Yeah, he's just making a request for next week. Go ahead, man.
Damn.
The point I was making is let me end the show. Marcus made a very
Well, hit stop. I stopped
end
talking.
it.
Hit stop. I don't. Like you still telling me to be quiet. I don't know what you want.
That's him.
I try to give you the purpose behind it so that you understand for the next time I say stop, you'll understand to shut the fuck up. Anyway,
I told you it's the
on the next
asshole, man.
episode, y'all be good. We blessed. Be out. Jesus Christ. Peace.
Nigga said shut up. I shut up. You said shut up.